Welcome to the latest edition of IGN's Top 25 Xbox One games. The list has changed a lot over the past year, so what will be number one? Let's see. In Dead Rising 3, blasting through a huge crowd of undead in a souped-up flame-throwing motorcycle is one of the best things you can do on the system. A goofy sense of humor and lengthy co-op capable campaign make it a great way to kill some time and some zombies with a friend. Like many other zombie games, Dying Light starts as an exercise in survival against seemingly impossible odds, but by the end, it makes you feel like an agile, building-scaling, zombie-slaying badass. Whether you fill your time by making your own memorable moments, or enjoying those served up by the diverse, multi-part side quests, Dying Light serves up a rare mix of tension and empowerment that's rare in the open-world genre. A punishing physics puzzler disguised as a motorcycle racer, Trials Fusion is a must-try Xbox One game for those who crave a nuanced, thumb-wrecking challenge, and great fun for those addicted to slugging it out with friends and destroying their best times. Trials Fusion isn't a radical leap over its predecessor Trials Evolution, but it certainly retains the true core of what makes Trials' tentacles grip tight. If you want huge, hectic 64-player battles on wide-open maps, Battlefield 4 is what you're looking for. Tons of weapons, vehicles, and highly destructible maps make Battlefield an impressive package of warfare. The Tomb Raider reboot on last-gen consoles was already beautiful, but when it made its way to Xbox One, developer Crystal Dynamics was able to make it even more gorgeous. Aside from the great aesthetics, Tomb Raider is still the awesome action-adventure game with a pleasing combat system and a relatable story. Super Time Force is zany, but also very smart. The retro side-scrolling shooter's unique time travel element requires strategy, especially since you only have 60 seconds to complete each stage. As dire as it sounds, Super Time Force doesn't ever take itself too seriously. With its humorous plot, vibrant world, and fast-paced gameplay, Super Time Force is easily one of the best indie titles on the Xbox One. Rayman Legends is platforming at its purest. With its gorgeous suite of 2D visuals, inspired and widely varied level design, and precise controls. It's the utterly brilliant musical levels, however, that boost Rayman Legends' head, shoulders, and invisible limbs above just about everything the genre has to offer. Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1 melds grounded, developed characters with enough player choices to a degree that makes you truly care about the decisions you have to make. If you aren't at least shaken up by the time the end credits roll on the final episode, then you may want to check yourself for a pulse. Just when we thought killing Nazis was old news, Wolfenstein: The New Order came along and proved us wrong. Its fun story, great characters, and strong shooting make it a worthwhile first-person shooter that delivers some laughs along the way. Child of Light is like playing through a storybook. It features a princess who's trying to save her father, a beautifully painted world, and a story that's told entirely in rhymes, but that doesn't mean it's easy. This mix of turn-based and real-time elements add up to a satisfying combat system. Child of Light is a brilliantly crafted RPG with a story that's not easily forgotten. Limbo remains a masterpiece on Xbox One, with a subtle story that doesn't even offer many clues to the end, stunning black and white visuals, and puzzles that challenge you but won't cause you to slam your head into the nearest wall. Limbo is a quintessential argument in favor of video games being art. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was an excellent first venture for the franchise on next-gen consoles. Its huge world is full of gorgeous places to discover, and the sea battles, and their following shanties, are a blast. Forza Motorsport 5 is pornography for gearheads. The astonishing details of every one of its carefully curated cars, its genre-leading customization tools, and its supremely well-honed handling keep Forza 5 at the pointy end of the pack, and it remains an absolutely essential destination for the automobile-obsessed. Evolve's innovative 4v1 monster hunting is one of the smartest things to happen to multiplayer gaming in a very long time. Its many subtle nuances make it feel like anything but your typical arena shooter. But for all of its depth, the beautifully realized environments and enjoyable weapons and abilities make the minute-to-minute experience absorbing and fun even before you really know what you're doing. Far Cry 4's open world isn't just for show, though if it was, it still would have been worth exploring. The Shangri-La sections in particular were like taking a safari through an absurdist fever dream we didn't want to wake up from. Even if it weren't so gorgeous, the smart in-game economy, flexible combat, and well-designed side quests make it tough to stay on the beaten path. It would have been easy to coast on the strength of Kevin Spacey monologuing into the camera and sci-fi gadget gimmickry to convince folks that Call of Duty had something new to offer. But Advanced Warfare does no such thing. It fully commits to all the abilities afforded by its new exosuits, giving players a chance to explore combat possibilities in a way that the franchise hasn't allowed in quite some time. Titanfall is fast, smooth, and effortless to control. That means you really feel like you're pulling off superheroic moves with your jetpack-equipped pilot on foot, and you don't feel like an encumbered bucket of bolts when you get into your mech-like Titan. A number of new game modes have been added since launch, putting meat on Titanfall's strong, healthy bones. What can we say? Minecraft's open-world block building took gaming by storm in a way that most games can only dream of doing. Its charming style, simple multiplayer, and endless gameplay make it one of the greatest games ever made. This delightful puzzle takes the original Peggle formula and makes it even better. With new Peggle masters, complete with his or her own special ability and colorful extreme fever, boards, and trials, Peggle 2 is difficult to put down. Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition is one of the best couch co-op games out there right now. Driven by a constant flow of smashable enemies and ever more powerful loot drops, you can endlessly crawl through its campaign levels and randomized dungeons in search of legendary weapons and armor. Monolith put Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor on the map with the Nemesis system. It surprised and delighted us with the personality imbued to its dynamic Uruk captains and war chiefs. Memorable battles against randomly generated characters with names like Blorg the Ruinous, Mugrish the Drunk, or Barfa the Bloodlover make it a fantastic action-adventure. Forza Horizon 2 again takes the soul of the Forza Motorsport series and sets it loose on the open road. The handling retains that familiar Forza flavor, and the 200-plus and growing roster remains the most well-rounded in the business. Always fun and brimming with racing content, Forza Horizon 2 leaves all other open-world racers for dust. Dragon Age Inquisition, our 2014 IGN Game of the Year winner, raises the bar for excellence in design of modern role-playing games. In the dozens or hundreds of hours you can spend with its grand story, nuanced characters, and epic battles, BioWare's latest epic entrenches itself as one of the greats. Its colorful art style is gorgeous. Its sense of humor is hilariously self-aware. Its traversal trumps almost every other open-world game. Its missions all feel fresh and varied even when they're really not. In short, Sunset Overdrive is pure fun, all bottled up as a caffeinated beverage that feels so good when you drink it. It may be the same core game as its Xbox 360 counterpart, but that doesn't make Grand Theft Auto V any less incredible. In fact, the Xbox One edition of GTA V earns extra points for taking an already huge, deep game and adding more soundtrack songs, more props to cutscenes, more vehicles, and biggest of all, an incredible first-person mode that makes the already seminal GTA V feel like a completely different game. Were you surprised by number 1? What do you think? Sound off in the comments below, and remember, for all things Xbox, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.